Hey there, boils and ghouls. It's your friend Tats, and I'm back with yet another 4K Blu-ray review today. And this is another one. I just wanted to take a quick second to say, I know I'm not, by far, I am not the first one to get onto this, and I know other people have beat me to it. Doing reviews for this one, and uh, and I know that, and I know you guys' time is precious, and I know that you got things to do. But if you tune in and watch this video, thank you. And I'm not jiving you. I mean, I said the same thing on my Evil Dead Rise review. Thank you so much. I know you have things to do, and I know it's like, I'm probably just regurgitating the same thing other people have said, but I just, I can't help it. Just it means a lot to me that you guys would even still care to hear anything I think, and be willing to sit down and watch this video. So again, thank you for doing it. And yeah, this is one that. To describe this 4K release, if I had to sum it up in one word, I would actually say puzzling. I'm not joking. This is actually kind of a really weird situation, at least sales-wise, as to the release of this one. Of course, you guys already know by the title I'm talking about Creepshow. We got Creepshow in from Scream Factory, which, overall, I'll just be really clear right up front, okay? If you ask me, like, is this worth buying? Honestly, yes, it is. Because, I did doing comparison, like, between this and this. Now, while this is a great addition and everything else, and I can understand, if you're like, I already got this, and this is good enough for me, and I don't want, I don't really want to go shell out another $30, especially there's really no new features on it or any of that kind of stuff. So I'm happy with what I got. And I get that. It's like friends of mine have already said that. They're like, dude, I'm not, I paid for this. This is good enough. This is such a great addition, and all this kind of stuff. And this just feels so basic and everything else. The reason why I would say this is worth buying is, number one, the picture quality is, it is a bit of an improvement over this. This looks great. But I do notice, like especially this works. The 4K transfer does work, with the, especially with the whole like comic book aesthetic of the film, and it definitely works. Certain details. And one thing I will say, it's like you could tell that some of Tom Savini, or as my friend Rob from VHS 82 apostrophe calls him, Savani. He always calls it Savani, but. One thing I will say is like a real testament to Savini's artistry as a makeup effects artist is, when you could watch some of his movies on 4K and, and it's like, it looks flawless. And in the case of Creepshow, it does. His special effects, it's like practical effects can be, made or broken by a 4K release. And I hate to say it, God, I hate to say it because, I was one of those kids, I was a Fangoria kid, reading Fangoria and stuff growing up. And to me, Savini was a king. He was a god among men. He was just one of the creme de la creme, of special effects artists and stuff. So, I mean, I idolized, Savini as well as a lot of people did. But, and like I said, it doesn't give me any pleasure to say this, but I have seen in a couple of instances on 4K where, sadly, some of his special effects didn't always hold up. Maniac is a good example of that one. I remember seeing on the Maniac 4K where there are scenes like when he's scalping the victim and stuff. You can see there's no cut in the skin or anything like that. It's just, he's taking like an already like bloody knife and just, running across, and you just see a red line, and that's it. You could tell it's not real. Or Dawn of the Dead. As much as it pains me to say it, because Dawn of the Dead is my favorite zombie film of all time. And I, and even Savini said, yeah, some of the effects didn't go the way he wanted them to. But, one thing I just noticed was here recently, I got my 4K of Dawn of the Dead, and I remember watching it, and it's like, even though I knew how the trick was done, it's like you could see in some of the shots, like when they're getting ready to shoot a zombie in the head, you could see like the round circle where he put it on there, and you could see the string, the monofilament string. And you can see it's like being pulled off when, they fire you hear the gunshot, and you can see it being pulled off. In the squib going on the back. You can see it's obvious. Some of the effects are obvious. Here in the case of Creepshow, though, it's like, that's kind of really nice. It's like, in this instance, like Savini's work is completely solid. Everything holds up. There is not, I can't really recall any instance of anything. About the closest thing I could say, if anything, is kind of like at the end of the movie in They Creep Up on You, is the E.G. Marshall dummy. I mean, like, that's about the most. I said, yeah, you can kind of see it's a dummy, but, it's like, what could you do? It's like, I think considering the context of the scene, I think the audience can forgive it that it is a dummy and stuff. So I think everybody understands that. But overall, just picture quality wise, yeah, this is an improvement over this one. Personally, I think it is. In certain instances, certain details, and like I said, the 4K actually does work pretty well with the comic book aesthetic of the film. And then also too, sound quality wise, because on here you have like the master audio, like 5.1. I believe there's also like a 2.0 mix on here. With this one here, it's like you got the Dolby Vision with HDR, but you also have Dolby Atmos. You got a Dolby Atmos track, so the sound on here is actually an improvement. At least I feel that it is. So but overall, it's like, yeah, in terms of the picture quality, the sound quality, I definitely recommend picking this up. Like I said, there's nothing new really. There's not really anything new in terms of bonus features on the 4K. That's one thing that is different. I'll get to that in a minute. And other people have already mentioned this, but okay, so on the 4K, you got the commentary by, Ramiro and Tom Savini, moderated by Michael Felsher, audio commentary with director of photography Michael Gornick, audio commentary with composer, first assistant director John Harrison, and construction coordinator Ed Fountain. One thing that it said does sound really amazing on this transfer, especially with the Dolby Atmos, is the John Harrison music score. If you're a fan of the music score of this, the soundtrack is awesome. Okay, so then on the 4K disc, you got the 3 commentaries, of course, new 4K scan. Let's see here. Terror and the Three Rivers round table discussion with actors John Amplis, Tom Atkins, and Marty Schiff, and Tom Savini. The comic book look, interview with costume designer Barbara Anderson, ripped from the pages, interview with animator Rick Catazone, the colors of Creepshow, a look at the restoration of Creepshow with Michael Gornick. Into the mix, interview with sound re-recordist Chris Jenkins. Mondo Macabre, a look at Creepshow's posters with Mondo's co-founder Rob Jones and gallery events planner Josh Curry. Collecting Creepshow, a look at the original props and collectibles with collector Dave Burian. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Horrors Hollow Grounds, always fun to have that as a bonus feature. A look at the original locations hosted by Sean Clark, audio interviews, deleted scenes, theatrical trailer, TV spot, radio spots, vintage making of featurettes, still galleries. So in terms of bonus features, you're not really getting anything new than what you have on this here already. Doing the comparisons, I found that out. But still, I would say, in terms of the picture and the sound quality, it is an improvement. I've noticed that it is definitely noticeable. I did comparisons and stuff. But yeah, another thing is like, okay, I'll show you guys. I mean, even though I know that's one thing I love is, this here comes with the reversible cover art, and you got the original. No, I love this cover, this comic book cover art a little bit more. So you got that. So yeah, I just always kind of preferred that cover art a little bit more. So, and the discs, duh. Almost forgot to show you guys the discs. Okay, so you can see they're both just from the same cover art is used on the artwork. But anyway, so the one thing I will say though is like I'm kind of, like I said, going back to the beginning. I think that the thing that baffles me is like, why now? And why only this? It's like, I think like, because the thing is like, here it is 2023. Creepshow originally came out in 1982. Last year was the 40th anniversary of this movie's release. And it's like, we're only getting it now. We're kind of just getting kind of the basic stuff you would get from Scream Factory. You get the, you could get the, you get like a couple of collectible posters. You can get like cards and stuff like that. And you could get, different you could get a different slip cover, and that's a problem though too. Is a lot of people just the packaging on this one here is considered boss, so it's like yeah, to them it's like this is just a much better edition, just in terms of packaging and things like that. And I get it, because yeah, that slipcase is to die for. But the thing is, it's like it just bugs me because when I think about it, it's like, dude, like this would have been they should have done this last year, and they should have like instead of like working on trying to get stuff like Happy Death Day out on 4K, sorry, but I'm just saying, like they should have worked on trying to put this together. They already had the 4K scan and everything. They should have worked on trying to get this out and maybe come up with some nice collectible artwork or something like that. Maybe like and put it out as like a really nice kind of snazzy like 40th anniversary collector's edition. It's like, why didn't they just do that? That's the thing that baffles me. But overall, it's like, I mean, they could have done something. They could have done maybe like a collectible steel book or something like that, or hell, give it like the John Carpenter treatment, like we get with like stuff like Halloween. Give it a nice, beautiful box. Could you imagine something like this with like the creep on it or something like that? Maybe get something like this collectible, and get like a little 45, or something in there. Like, why couldn't we gotten some more like that? I just think it just in terms of just in terms of packaging and everything. Like, now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure this is going to sell when you combine the number of diehard fans of the movie mixed with huge 4K enthusiasts. Like, this bad boy is going to sell. No doubt about that. I'm just saying though, it's like it just seems like such a baffling decision. Like they should have done this last year, and they really should have capitalized on the whole 40th anniversary angle of the movie's release. But oh well, as they say, it is what it is, but at least we got it on 4K, and I'm not, I do have this edition, but I did shell out the other $30 for this, and I'm not sorry that I did. When I see that, personally, I still do think that the picture quality is an improvement, the sound quality is an improvement, even in the 4K, even in the 4K scan and everything else, Savini's effects hold up beautifully, and overall, it's like this movie does lend itself quite well to 4K, which does beg the question. It's like, okay, Arrow Video, come on, when are we going to get the 4K for Creepshow 2? We're going to, now we got this, we're going to be waiting for, for that. Scream Factory put Creepshow 3 out on Blu-ray, but who cares about that? Yeah, sorry. So I try to avoid Creepshow 3 at all costs. To me, it's like Creepshow 2, and then the series. The series is actually really good. I highly recommend the series. But yeah, at the end of the day, I definitely say, yeah, this is worth it. I know other people have already said this, but it is worth it. Another thing is kind of baffling, though, is like, on this edition, for some reason, I don't know why they did it, but they broke up the bonus features, because normally what would happen is, on the, you would get all the bonus features on the Blu-ray, and the movie would usually just be like movie only, or maybe like movie with the commentaries, but they kind of split up some of the bonus features and put some of them on the 4K and some of them on the Blu-ray. I'm not entirely sure why they did that. Maybe because some people have said maybe that's what they were afraid of. It's like some people would be like, in a release like this, here's the problem. Like I would keep it for the Blu-ray, and I wouldn't even bother with the 4K. Maybe they figure like if some of the it might get some of the people to be like, well, yeah, kind of like now I need the 4K because some of the bonus features are on that. It's like, but then people are like, I got this, I don't need this. So I don't know. Like I said, just thinking about so many of the decisions they made is baffling to me. It's like, I don't know. That being said, though, yeah, Creepshow, I definitely recommend, get it on 4K. If you're inclined, if you want to, I do recommend it. And if you're like, okay, I'll buy it, but I'm still going to keep this, I don't blame you, because I'm going to do the same thing. So anyway, so that's it. So if anybody, again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I know everybody's beat me to this. I know I'm not the first one to jump on this. But if any of you take the time to watch this, again, you guys are angels on my shoulders. Like I said in the Evil Dead review, Evil Dead Rise. You guys are angels on my shoulders, and I can't thank you enough for taking time to watch my video. And it truly means a lot to me. It really does. You know, I know you got other things to do. You guys are busy with life and everything else. Hell, I got two more 4Ks I want to review, but I got to wait and do those tomorrow because I got to get ready to go to work now. So that's it. So again, thank you all. And if you haven't already, go and subscribe to the channel because you know there's more 4Ks coming. And you know, if you like the video, please leave a like. And that's it, my boils and ghouls. Take care. See you later.